All right, gonna get to it. Now this is gonna be a pretty cool project. Well, it's a few projects. I'm gonna use a hook. It says do not cut. I'm gonna respect that. Maybe the shoes are pretty close to the top. Don't need a knife, just need something metal and thin. Oh, nice blockage anyway. Alright. So this is going to be fun. Here we go. Here's one. Two. Three. Four. Okay, so here we have a Mars Blackmon. Sweet. So this Mars Blackmon has been used, okay, which I am a fan of. I don't have to worry so much about this polyurethane midsole crumbling, okay? It's actually been worn. It's been worn quite a bit, which is great. We can clean this. We can do a reglue. We can put this back on and we can call it an afternoon, okay? That is awesome. So I'm a big fan of that. If you have a Mars Blackmon, which came out, what was it, 2009, let me see here. 2006. Okay, 2006. If you have a Mars Blackmon in the year 2024, it is not, there's a lot of portions of it that are just not wearable, okay? The wings are definitely, if they haven't broken yet, they will break, okay? And they will break pretty easily. Here's a wing from a Mars Blackmon I just took out. Look at that. Just came right off. Okay, first time you lace these up, this thing is going to pop right off. Okay, so that is just the nature of Mars Blackmons right now. I'm pretty sure that the back tab is going to have the same issue. Yep. Just got to get it right at the right angle. So you know, if you're walking, you just got to bump it just in the right spot and comes off like a piece of perforated paper. Okay, right at that stitch line. Basically, the stitch line has become a super weak point for it, and that's like the easiest spot for it to come off. So that's just the nature of the beast here with these. So if you wanted to wear a Mars Blackmon in the year 2024 and beyond, you have to get pieces replaced. So we are going to do a reglue on these though. We're going to clean these up real nice, so we're going to do a reglue on these. I'm very happy that these have been worn, even though, you know, I think it's counterintuitive to a lot of collectors, but my goal is always just to get them back on someone's feet, back on the streets. So I'm very happy that these were worn. We're going to do reglue on these, and we're going to replace all the wings and the back tabs, and we're going to call it a day. Gonna do a little bit of repainting too. I don't know if there was a split there, something that kind of looks translucent like it might be glue, but it's kind of odd looking, very smooth. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, let's move this to the side. And then we have the two main events here. Okay, this and this are actually the same shoe. If you don't know what the shoe is, that's okay. It might look super familiar to you, but you might be like, something's off. So this is the Jordan 1.5 Chicago. So they call it the 1.5 because it's the Air Jordan 1 upper, and it is the Air Jordan 2 outsole. Okay, and the outsole it's a cup sole, just with no stitching. I'm just curious about the integrity of the glue. I'm going to press down on the heel cup area here and see if there's any separation happens. No, we're pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay, here's a size 10.5. Here's a size 10. The 10.5, he already removed the outsoles on, and what he wants, this is for the customer, what he wants is a pair of dunk outsoles to go on the outsides of these. So we're gonna be putting dunk outsoles on these, and he also wants, I know he told me he wants new tongue tags. Okay, so to replace this tongue tag, this black and red tongue tag here with like an actual Chicago tongue tag that would be red with white lettering. That's why he sent over these as donors. Okay, this looks like a black toe. It says a custom, like an 85 custom. Looks very cool. Oh, okay, these are replicas, but they are still a high quality shoe. Okay, I personally, I have no problem or care about what we're using as donors. I'm not judging anything ever. Those actually look like really cool shoes. So I'm just gonna have to find out from him, because he cut the whole tongues out. If he wants the whole tongue in, or if he just wants the tongue tag. The issue here with this situation, the tongue tag would be easy. Demoing the tongue tag out of here and replacing it there would be easy. Doing the full tongue is a little trickier because this piece really isn't structurally really isn't the full tongue. It's a full tongue that we see, but it's not actually the full tongue in the shoe. It's connected to the vamp interfacing. Okay, let me see if I can show you. There's a little hole here. Cool, that'll work. Okay, it's connected to the vamp interfacing. If you see, like, it's a similar looking material to the strobe material in there. It's not as stiff as the strobe material in there. It's in there, it's in the shape of the whole entire toe box. Okay, and it's underneath all of this leather, and that's what gives it its shape. And it is attached to this tongue, okay? So really, for structurally, that's what gives the tongue its structure on the bottom there. Okay, we're detaching that. It's not horrible. I just worry that it won't sit the correct way that the tongue should sit, and also stitching it in there is tricky as well, because we are going to need to glue it first. Okay, so it stays there. When you're manufacturing the shoe, it's not that tricky, because this and the under part of this is all one piece, and that's the piece that you glue in on the inside of the shoe. So this will hang to something that's glued all the way through. Since it's not, we're gonna have to glue just this little part here and stick it up we'll figure it out. I have a feeling that he wants the whole tongue in there. I'll definitely ask him, because the tongue is a totally different color as well. The tongue is like a white, right? Where the 1.5 has that foam color. It looks sheer, okay, because there's foam under there that gives it more of that like pinkish orange color. See? The sheerer it is, the more of that color you're going to see coming through. Alright, so that's that one. And then there's this one. This is a size 10, same shoe. We have the laces and the insoles for this one, and the outsoles. This one, I am going to put a regular Jordan outsole on. Okay, I'm going to replace the 1.5. It's been done before, obviously. It's been done before, but it is what it is. So, man, this outsole seems orangish compared to it, huh? Seems like it has kind of an orange tint when they're together. I don't know if I love that. Like, when I got them, they look red, but now they look freaking just straight up orange. Let me see if I have another set, because I do not love that color. And I'm not going to do these with these outsoles. There we go. There we go. That'll get them by and chopstick. That is a very old Eddie Murphy reference. Yeah, that color looks way better, right? Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So these are actually, this is a size 10 shoe. This is a size 10 and a half outsole. But you can always use a half size up and still make it work. Half size up, okay? Half size down will not work. Whole size up will not work. But half size up will work, because typically they only make these outsoles in half sizes anyway. In whole sizes anyway. It just so happens that there is a manufacturer out there for Jordan 1 outsoles that will make them in half sizes. He does these like just general OG colorways of this, and then also like a black and white panda. He can do those too in half sizes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these on. The rest I'm gonna probably just keep the same. I think that these are just gonna be personals for me. They'll be a good reference if I'm ever when I finally make my first Chicago 85, like handmade. I think they'd be a pretty good reference. You know, the wing is different, but that's cool. I think that's cool about this shoe. That, you know, the cool differences, the little differences on these. I think it's neat. And Jordan did do this one time on court. He wore, actually, funny, he did both of these things that we're about to do. Okay, so this is sort of a sneaker, just sneaker history and basketball history when it comes to Mr. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He wore Jordan 1 with the Jordan 2 outsole on court before, right? I hope I'm not lying. Let me fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. There's Mr. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and there is Air Jordan 1 Chicago colorway with the Air Jordan 2 outsole. So he has worn these on court before. There's another photo of him, probably from the same game. Probably only did it one game. There they are again. Okay, and he's suited up. He's on court. He's not on the bench hurt like he was most of the time when the Jordan 2 came out anyway. So cool. So this is kind of sneaker history, and this is another variation of sneaker history. Here are the dunk outsoles for this shoe. Yeah, so this is another situation. These are 10.5s. You can only get these in whole sizes. Can only get these in 11, but they will absolutely fit. I know it looks like they won't. You're like, oh my God, these are not going to fit at all. They will fit, okay? What you do in shoemaking is you form it, right? You're gonna have to mess with the strobe a little bit, okay? But eventually you're gonna get the edges of the upper around the edges of the outsole, no problem, okay? So these are both sneaker history because he wore these on court as well. He wore a pair of Jordan 1s with a dunk outsole. These are sinking a little bit more. I need to get, definitely need to get the foam in there so they don't sink quite as much. But he wore both of these in game. I'll show you when he wore the dunks. Jordan 1 dunk sole as worn by Michael Jordan. So, yep, there it is. If you know the dunk outsole, you know that that's what you're looking at there. That is a dunk outsole. Oh, come on, StockX. Get out of my face. Alright, well, StockX keeps trying to block me here. So let me open image in new tab and stop acting like an old man. Yeah, so it's when you zoom in, you don't really get to see the details of the shoe, but this is when he wore Air Jordan 1 Chicago's with the dunk outsole. They were trying something different because he was rehabbing from some kind of knee injury or foot injury or something, so they wanted to try something different. He only did it for one game, and that was that. All right, let's get to work.